Hi, my name is Jimena Manrique. Today I will be interviewing Andreina Poveda. She is the marketing manager at Netflix. Hi, Andreina.
Hi, Jimena. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It is a pleasure having you today. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Of course, my pleasure.
Um, so, in this interview, we will be discussing a little bit and talking a little bit about your intake and experience in marketing, especially experiential marketing within the entertainment industry. So, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, a little bit of background info?
Of course. Well, I'm Colombian. I was born and raised in Barranquilla, Colombia. I've always been passionate about storytelling, about TV and entertainment as a whole. I'm always up for a discussion or a conversation on a new series, a new film, or anything that's trending. I moved to United States to finish my career. I graduated from Florida International University with a mass communication and journalism degree. I started my career here in the United States as well. I've had the chance to have incredible professional experiences in companies such as Edelman, Univision, and most recently Netflix. Um, eh, Always in the marketing field, public relations, and social media.
And diving more into the marketing aspect of your career, um, what is the first thing you focused on whenever you're developing a new marketing strategy?
I would say there are two things that I focus on when I start creating a strategy. Those two things are what's the goal and who's the audience. When you know those two things, you can start crafting your strategy. So the first questions that I ask myself is, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? Like, what's the objective? How do I intend to measure those results? And that's tied to the KPIs. Like, what are the KPIs of this effort? When it comes to the audiences, I ask myself, who's the audience? Who's the audience? What do they like? What are their interests? What are their behaviors? Where are they? Where do they consume media? Or they consume in general? Where are they? Is one of the biggest questions there. And after you know that and you start getting those answers, you can start defining the how. How am I going to reach them? What is the message that I want to put out there? How am I going to put it out there? What's the creative? And you can start into the development of that creative. And always, even during that process of crafting the strategy, or when you're already deploying your marketing campaign, always go back to those two things: goal and audience.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And for example, talking a little bit more about experiential marketing, do you consider this technique or approach an impactful tool in this industry, in the entertainment industry?
Absolutely. I think it is. I mean, entertainment is for people to escape reality, or to connect with themselves, or to connect with other people, or connect with that reality on a deeper level. So when you have an experience, or when you craft an interaction with a brand or with a product, you start building those connection bridges with consumers. You let them interact, you let them touch the brand, you let them live it, you let them see it, and that way they can create a point of view by themselves. They better understand what they're seeing and what they have before them. So I think it's really important to have those moments in this industry. For example, here at Netflix, I've witnessed when people interact with the brand, when there's like a title experience in a mall, or there's like a brand experience somewhere physically, they can interact with the brand, know how it works, get a better sense through their lens what the value proposition of the brand is or the product is. So I think that's very valuable. When you craft a marketing strategy, you have such a vast playbook. You have a lot of tactics, a lot of components. I wouldn't say experiential marketing is always needed. It depends on the market that you're launching this product or this brand in. It depends on the audience. It depends on the goal. Sometimes you you can reach an audience and engage with them through social, and that's enough, and that's going to go a long way. So it's not always needed, but it's a key component. I will go back to the early assessment on what you want to do, what you intend to create or to achieve, and then start assessing it from there if experiential is part of your strategy.
So diving more into the experiential marketing technique, how often do you plan events as part of this marketing strategy?
Very often, but it depends on the goal and the audience. In the occasions when you want to make a big splash, you want to delight a certain audience or a set of stakeholders, you want to introduce a new product, a new brand, or you want to start creating a following, a fandom from scratch, and you need that first interaction to be really powerful, I think it's highly recommendable. So again, it depends on the audience and the goal, but we do it very often. We often include experiential marketing as a tactic in our marketing campaigns.
And you previously mentioned about the tool of social media. That I think today it's huge, and it's used a lot, obviously, in the marketing strategies. But how do you consider social media has changed marketing in the entertainment industry over the past 5 years?
I think the change started a long before, well, 5 years, but in the recent years, it has made the entertainment industry more nimble. Social media enabled us to hear and have a direct communication with consumers, with fans, with people in general. So we know what they're thinking. We can react faster to what they're thinking, to what's top of mind for them, to what's important to them, to what's happening in our surroundings. So it has made us more nimble. It has enabled us to react faster, to act on what people want and understand them better and hear them. So it has also helped us in discover new ideas. Like, ideas can come from anywhere. It can come from a Twitter thread, it can come from comments on a post, it can come from a direct message, it can come like the opportunities are endless when it comes to all the feedback that you receive from consumers, from fans, from users. So I think that's a great value that social media has brought to the industry. I would also say that social media has helped us discover talent in a better way, like discover talent off screen, on screen, creators, and it has brought new groups that maybe didn't have as much exposure before, but now they do because of social media. So that's a great value that I see.
And what would be, or what would you consider would be like a threat of using the social media?
I think that even though we can react faster, that can also be a threat. Maybe we can react too fast and not digest what people are thinking, what people are saying, and planning properly. So that's a double-edged sword at the end of the day. Yes, we can react faster, but we have to think through if our message and the creative that we're going to put out there is in sync, if it's going to be well received, if it's not tone deaf. So I think I can see that also both as an opportunity and as a threat.
What would you recommend to people that are trying to change careers and that are interested in both the entertainment and the marketing world? What would be your key tips for them to begin their career in this industry?
That's a great question. I think first, don't be shy. Reach out to people. If there's someone you admire, if you find that someone in your LinkedIn network has a great position or has had a great trajectory, and you kind of like want to know how they did it, want to get some insights from them, reach out. Don't be shy. You would be surprised of the amount of people that are willing to provide advice and mentoring. So I think that's a great starting point. As a second starting point, I would say define short-term goals. Like the path, it's long, and you need to start crafting milestones and defining milestones in order to advance. Don't be too ambitious and have like a super ambitious goal at first. Yes, you will get there, but first need to start crafting or defining those short-term goals. Another tip that I would give is start from the bottom. It's fine. I mean, learn to know or learn the basics of the business, learn the basics of the entertainment industry, and work your way up. I mean, the more you know, the more you understand how things work, the more you connect yourself with people at all levels, it will give you a better perspective, a broader perspective on how the business works, and it will help you when you start growing and advancing in the career.
Thank you very much. That also helps me. So Andreina, once again, thank you very, very much for your time and for this useful insights you've given us.
I appreciate it, Jimena. Thank you very much. And yeah, good luck with the project.
Thank you.